Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Okay, I think I am good to go, actually. Got my slides in place. I tell you what I can do, though. I can alert our friends on Twitter that we are live right now. So let me do that. Uh huh. Yes, I'll move that there. And okay, so I've done that. And then one more thing, and I'm good. In the meantime, listen to the musical interlude. I ain't got the change of a nickel. Ain't got no bounce in my shoes. Ain't got no fancy to tickle. I ain't got nothing but the blues. Ain't got no dreams that are working. Ain't got no winnings to lose. I forgot the words. Okay, I think I'm ready. Got that done. I ain't got nothing but the blues. When trumpets blare up, I keep my hair up. I just can't let it come down. I get so happy, so very happy, since my ever loving baby left town. Ain't got no rest in my slumber. Okay, I'm doing the shimmy. I got a good night's sleep. Didn't sleep so well the night before, and not because of the stuff with the channel and everything, but I guess just allergies and stuff like that, and post nasal drip and all that kind of stuff. So finally, I said, I'm just going to take a Benadryl. I'm always afraid of those because I'm thinking I'm going to be too groggy and, kind of slow and lumbering the next day. But no, I broke it in half, and that made all the difference in the world. So I really don't have the blues. Okay. I gotta I gotta learn the words to that one of these days. Okay, so welcome. Let me say hi to a few people. uh well, thank you, Sean. Baron, alert the palace too, because they watching. Alert the two who lost half the Commonwealth, and Sister Edward with the flirty thighs. That's right. That's right, Sis Edward with the flirty thighs. Let's see if I can find him this fine morning. There he is with his couture. And by the way, thank you for the super chat. There he is with that very couture floor length. Let me see. I'm going to have to take you away so we can see those incredibly fit thighs he has. I don't know why they didn't make him the Duke of Windsor. I mean, after all, he certainly has the body for it. He has the temperament. He always seems to be a little angry and crunchy all the time. So, yeah, he would be a perfect Duke of Windsor. But yeah, and look at the stirrup pants. See how they kind of cup under the heel there? Very oh so chic. Très bien. And by the way, I saw this before I started. Thank you so much, B. Thomas. And happy Sunday to you. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, so thank you, thank you, thank you. So let me go all the way back to the very start. Well, I mean, to the last comment, which is from Dari Wiley. Hello. Good morning and happy Sunday to you. Hello, Mo Shannon. Ceci Charles King. Oh, is it Cece Charles King? Ceci Charles King. Black Queen is here. Um, and let me see. Connie Balmer. Yes, Connie Balmer is here. Veronica Quick, Dari Wiley. Let me see. Wendy Loman is here. Annie Bennett, Nighty Night, Sherry Ware, Crystal J, Sonia Johnson, Iris Demonia is here. Hi. Stephen Black is here. Uh, it doesn't matter what you wear, you got a certain savoir faire. Supermodel work. Let's see. Susie Q is here. Excuse me. Sharon Davis. Oro is here. Is it Oro with Streppo? And Daphne Gabrielle. And who else? Olivia Johnson. That's it already. Okay, so let me get started. Hopefully, Karen. Hi, Karen. I just love Karen because Karen was one of those people who was not blocked, but for some reason couldn't get in. And every time I see Karen up there, it just reminds me that this channel was important to Karen and they wanted to make sure that they were able to participate. And so somehow I was alerted, and thanks to Miss VSN, I was able to manually put her into the channel so she can comment. Don't know how stuff like that happens, but it does happen. So if for some reason you're not able to comment, it doesn't necessarily mean that you were blocked. It's just something weird with how that works, and I can't explain it because I don't know. But there's been a handful of people who I didn't even recognize their names because they were never able to participate. So don't despair. Do know that it is possible that you may have it just be that little glitch or something like that. Thank you, Georgia Walker, and thank you for the super sticker. And happy Sunday to you. Thanks for watching Royal Sussex. All right. Hey, Robin Collins. Robin Collins says, hi, Baron and fellow squatties joining from Rome. You're still in Rome? Weren't you there? I mean, did you move there? The wine bar is open, just jumping over from Pedals. Oh, God, I love Pedo. Isn't Pedo great? When Pedo prosecutes a case, I promise you, I bet she could make a cop cry. I bet you could take the toughest, grittiest cop on the street, and after Pedo gives him a good tongue lashing, he's going to burst into tears. Oh, he's going to turn into a little Girl Scout, I'm sure. Pedo is very passionate, and I love that. Let's see. Okay, let me see that. Mumbles and Bumbles have finally settled on a house. We're going to talk about that too. Yeah, we are going to talk about that. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking. Colleen, hello, Colleen. The entire vid of Louis acting out is result of poor judgment and poor parenting. Shows this behavior is acceptable in the home. Same thing you do a yard, do in a yard, you do abroad. Is that what you mean? Let me see. They can't hold a candle to H&M. And you know, Colleen, some people have criticized the squad for talking about that situation. But you know what? I don't care because we all know that there is a certain amount of hypocrisy And I am going to talk about it until I get tired of talking about it, because the way, and even now, it's not just the derangers that seem to be targeting Lily Diana. It's also seems to be um, the tabloids in an ever so subtle, sly way. And so, if we want to point out the hypocrisy, keep doing it. Keep doing it, because that's what we're here for. And even though we don't have the resources of these huge conglomerate media sources, our voices are being heard nonetheless. And we're going to keep talking about it until we get tired, because we're not talking about the kids. We're talking about that hypocritical, self-appointed expert on child development, the ultimate grift to run around and pretend like you're an expert on something. Somebody arranges a little binder for you. You go and mumble a few words. It's anything to try to tear down the Duchess of Sussex. And if we point out the hypocrisy, it seems like all of a sudden they want to yell foul. Well, it's not foul. We're just trying to stand up for people who deserve it, while you trying to put them under someone who obviously has driven them out of the country. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, the mean girl, and of course, that guy, they drove the Sussexes out the country. Those two right there, because they were not fit for purpose. They weren't satisfied until they trashed everybody else. I have feelings about that. I have feelings about that. And so I don't I'm not going to apologize or ask permission to defend anyone that I identify with, or that I have I guess values that align with. I won't apologize for that. So you all, whatever the topic, as long as we're not making it personal, as long as we're not threatening anybody, keep talking. Okay, got a super chat. Hoodoo Daughter says, greetings to the squad. You know how the hive floods her haters' pages when they attack? What should the squad use when they go low? Like I said, keep hitting them with the truth and keep pointing out the hypocrisy. It's nothing wrong with that. And don't let them try to discourage you, because they want to silence us. They want us silent, and they want us to tuck our tails between our legs and submit to these usurpers. That's not going to happen. We are here to stay. We are what they did not count on. So keep talking. And just like I said, don't make it personal, and don't threaten anybody. And we're fine. We'll be fine. Okay. As I said yesterday, Baron, one of us, as they said about Meghan that time. Well, there's a little banner I put together. And that, of course, is the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And they're holding a banner that may or may not have been created by them, or may. All right, it might be a little sleight of hand, but you get the point. So, I'm sorry about that. Oh, yeah. By the way, thank you for the super chat, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. All right. So, why do I keep hitting that? Okay, I got to stop that. So, bear with me, you guys, because I am a little frustrated, even though I am in a good mood today. This is what bothers me. Lord Nappy Head's paper. I'm so sick of him. Do you hear me? Sick! I'm so sick of Lord Nappyhead. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to crap or go blind. Well, it's actually the other word, but that's an old saying. I don't know whether to or go blind. Uh, what could I say? Some of my people were from the South. So those colorful colloquiums, that's the way I was raised. Uh, More pain at the pump. Average price for a gallon of gas tops $5 for the first time ever, after inflation hits 41-year high of 8.6%. Well, of course, the Daily Mail, they're so worried about how we're feeling over here in the United States, that this foreign conceived press organization, this news group decided that they would remind us that prices are increasing. Okay, yeah, they are. Get what you're saying there. But take a look at this. Let me point out the hypocrisy. Actually, this is all propaganda. U.S. gasoline prices as of the 6th of June. This is a website that anybody can go to. It's called Global Petrol Prices. So for a liter in the U.S., for a liter of gas in the U.S. or petrol, if you will, 1.331. Look at how much it costs in Great Britain. Okay, 1.756. And then how much is it per gallon? You can convert gallon or liter. Well, in the US, a gallon is averaging about $5 and 0.38. In the UK, how much is it? Well, it is $6 and 64 cents or 65 cents if you round it up. So they're paying more over there. But yet, you won't see this in the Daily Mail. You won't see this in the Daily Mail because there is a right wing campaign from the tabloid press to try to disrupt and disparage, that is, President Biden, who really has no control over these gas prices. There's nothing that anybody can do. It is the geopolitical situation. It is you can find out how much people in every country is paying for fuel if you go on that website. I'm just saying. I just wanted to point out the hypocrisy. So in Europe, they're paying more than they are in Britain. So this is why I'm saying it is incredible the way that the Daily Mail targets the American audience with that right wing propaganda day after day after day. And I'm not even done. I'm not even done. Take a look at this. So, and this one really gets under my skin. Well, a very tender, exit from the plane between the Duchess of Sussex and Archie. That's an old stock photo. The jet setting hypocrisy of the super rich climate preachers is not just Harry and Meghan who lecture the world on saving the planet, but don't walk the walk. There will be no mention of William in these headlines ever. They just don't do that. They won't mention Earth Flop in these headlines. But there's the Sussexes. There's Katy Perry, one of their typical targets. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom. There's the Beckham kid, and of course, who's that on the end there? I can't see. Is that Harry Styles? I don't know who that is, but Harry's fans. Yeah, I believe that's Harry Styles. Okay, so they're going after these people who've worked for what they have. Well, except for the Beckham kid, who worked for what they have, um, and worked very hard. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you something that a lot of people may not realize. I have not heard the Duchess of Sussex ever mention anything about um, the carbon emissions or pollution or anything like that. I know that she's a proponent of bringing safe drinking water to people, but this is Harry's thing, not Meghan. But you have to lump the two together. I don't ever remember her saying anything about the environment. Not that I'm saying that she doesn't care. I'm sure she does. She has children. She lives in this world too. Of course she cares. But it's just incredible the hypocrisy that they will point out all these people that are on their usual hit list, but they will omit the the rest of the royal family. Like, take a look here. Helicopter, hot air, and hypocrisy of Prince Harry. Amanda Platel, and when is this? March 9th, 2019, says nothing corrodes the credibility of a royal faster than do as I say, don't do as I do mentality. Where is William? Where's William? Where does William fit into this? The ultimate, oh, not that photo, the ultimate hypocrite. How does he fit into this? The truth is, they won't mention him. He has somehow been shielded for whatever reason, and we know what the reason is. Whatever deal that they made with the tabloids, whatever alleged arrangements that they have to tear down the Sussexes and uplift mediocre Middleton and Workshire Will, that is the reason why he's not mentioned. But they go after Harry time and time again, someone who uses private jets, and as far as I know, hasn't used a helicopter maybe in years. But they don't say anything about William, certainly not the Queen, who, well, yeah, I already went into that. And of course, Charles. These are some of the biggest offenders that there are, and they are omitted from the storyline. Oh, and by the way, that photo there where you see the flames and the California I guess, forest fires and such. That photo does not go with that story. That was a wholly different story. I saved that photo because I wanted to remind people exactly how aggressive this campaign of hate toward the Duke of Sussex can actually be. So I did save that photo, and I figured, well, I'll just share it with this headline that I ripped off of the internet. All right. So moving on. There are three of the biggest offenders right there. Those three right there: William, Charles, and Betty. Those are some of the biggest offenders that there are. But you never hear anything about them. That ended what, back in 2017? Or did that end like, well, I don't know, maybe as late as 2018, 19? At that point, there was no other discussion about how much of a hypocrite this family is, except for like the campaign for a republic. They will point out, and I have a bunch of stuff that I could share. I just did that maybe a week ago, so I'm not gonna drag down your mood with that today. But it just really, really, really gets to me that they are so okay with something like this. Again, let me go back to where I started. This campaign against Biden and I guess to demoralize the people of the United States as though they're being sold a bill of goods or something like that. And then, of course, in actuality, our fuel prices are lower than that, than what they pay in Britain. It's always lower. And then right here, the jet set, the jet set. But these are the real culprits right here. Take a look at that. Royal family flew enough air miles to get them to the moon and back in the last 5 years. They're always flying places. They'll fly across the street to get a cup of coffee. Always, constantly. And then, last but not least, this really, really pissed me off. This right here. Tone deaf Jill Biden dines at swanky LA restaurant with grandchildren Naomi and Beau Biden Jr., along with Kate Hudson and ordinary Americans struggle to afford groceries and gas. Didn't they just have a jubilee that cost almost $1 billion while people have trouble heating their homes? Didn't they just do that? Why are you dipping into our stuff over here? Why? Because they can. Because hate sells. And because of that constant right wing agenda to try to bring down anybody who they refer to as woke. That's why. Because it's so necessary for them to trash anything American or anything that seems like it may be sympathetic to the left wing of anything that they are against. That is the first, oh, you don't know how bad I want to cuss, but that is the first lady of the United States, and she does not only deserve your respect, I demand it. How dare they do that? They have an unelected head of state that they uplift who was given everything in life, but someone who worked hard enough to get a doctorate's degree in education is subject to this nasty poison. That's our first lady. And she's going out with her family. And everyone who sits in that office, I don't care whether I agree with them or not, they have the right to burn as much fuel, to waste as much of the taxpayers' money as they choose, because that comes with that office. And I have nothing to say about it, even if I don't like the other person. You'll never hear me criticize anybody about that. But anytime it's a Democrat, it's always the gas guzzling Air Force One. Look at these people. What have they worked for? What have they ever worked for? What do they have that was not given to them? And they would dare go after the first lady, the tone deaf Jill Biden. Those types of words can lead to violence against people because, as you know, there's a gun crisis in this country. There were days when the Obamas would be in rural places, especially President Obama, and on the periphery, on the very fringe of the security area, there would be armed people with their state rights to carry their guns outside of that circle of security. They're just to remind the African American president that we have our rights to bear arms. So, again, that type of language can cause harm to people. Michelle Obama said the worst thing about Trump was the fact that he made life very unsafe for herself and for her family. And I believe that with that type of rhetoric. Tone deaf Jill Biden. Tone deaf Jill Biden. I'm offended by that. I am deeply, deeply offended by that. And these very nasty individuals that sit in these news bureaus or at their kitchen table writing stuff like this. I wish that something could be done about it, but of course there isn't. But this filth somehow funnels from Lord Nappyhead's people over into this country. And I don't know of any publication that targets him or the royal family or anything for that matter. If anything, we just sit here and laugh and go along with it. Like, oh, such a fairy tale, such a fairy tale. I don't care about that. But don't go after the First Lady of the United States. Don't go after the President of the United States. Deal with the problems in your backyard. I don't understand how people read these papers. I mean, isn't that how the Brexit happened? They didn't understand what it was, but because of this campaign of hate and propaganda, the fear of others, the fear of brown people, somehow they managed to pass a law or how, whatever you call it, a bill. I don't know how they do it over there, but somehow Brexit happened. And then the next day, everybody starts Googling, what is Brexit? We know it's to keep brown and black people out the country, but what else is it? Gee, I don't know. But I bet it's a good idea. And right now, fuel costs more. I'm going to tell you, I've said this before, I'll say it again. It barely costs me anything more today for my electric bill than I paid back in the 90s when I got my first apartment. I'm still paying the same. So if there's one thing that's a bargain in the United States, whether or not you all believe it, it's fuel. Even no matter how much we pay, we usually pay less than the people of the United Kingdom. And that's just the fact. We pay less than a lot of countries. So yes, times are tough. and everybody's feeling the pinch, but we still pay less. We pay less for food on average than most people. There's a lot of things we pay less for. That's just a fact. So while Lord Nappyhead's paper is doing the best they can to try to demoralize and trash people in the United States, and in particular trash the president and the first lady, just remember, um, our economy has taken a hit just like everybody else, but still consistently we pay a lot less for certain goods and services than most people in the world. The prices are artificially low, but they're lower. China has a lot to do with that, but they're lower. And that's just a fact. So that's why I don't get so uh, upset when the cost of living goes up. Everything is going up everywhere. But to try to blame President Biden or to try to humiliate the First Lady of the United States because she goes out for a dinner, and don't get it twisted, you guys. The Mail is the most widely read English language publication in the world. That's why it's so dangerous. That's why you can't turn a blind eye to this. That is why we have to call out their hypocrisy. When they target people, trust me, it makes a difference. You'll be amazed at how many people can go and search out a story, and one of the first news feeds that pop up, it's not ABC, it's not NBC, it's the Daily Mail. That's how dangerous they are. So they kind of own the Google search. That's just a fact. The first time I heard the Daily Mail was when Trayvon Martin was murdered. That was the first time I heard a Daily Mail, and that was what, some 10 years ago? Now they're everywhere. They have their news bureau, if you will, set up here in the United States so they can try to do to our psyche what they've done to the people in the United Kingdom. And nobody seems to take it serious. Just like with Fox News, nobody was paying attention, and next thing you know, they were everywhere. And then other people were trying to struggle. Fox News controls a very large piece of a pie, and all of the other news agencies are struggling to keep up because hate sells. Some people wake up every day just to feed into the narrative of hate. And I've had enough of it. I wish there was something that could be done about it. And the person who benefits from this, or one of the people, is somebody so dumb. I mean, dumb. This is the most dim-witted person I think I've ever seen in that family. He ain't got the sense God gave a lemon, and yet that's the future king. Oh my God. Could it get any worse? Every time he opens up his mouth, like, oh, all we can do is a little smile and a wave. Who says that? And then he was talking so fast, like he had a plane to catch. Like, okay, get me over to Heathrow. All we could do is a little smile and a wave. That's your future king? That is what that's the future? I promise you, he's not that bright. This is a man who's supposed to have a degree in geography. Wasn't that his thing was geography? And he knows so little about the world. Oh, stuff like this, we don't expect that to happen in Europe. How do you explain World War II? Where slaughter was mechanized like never before. We don't expect anything like this in Europe. Oh, sure, Africa and Asia. And then, of course, they tried to get the reporter to walk it back and make him out to be a liar, or that he made a big mistake. He didn't make a mistake. You stupid. You stupid. That's the mistake, is you're stupid. And they put you in a suit or a tie, or put a little jumper on you and push you in front of the camera. That's why he keeps his mouth shut. That's why he doesn't talk that much. He needs a prepared speech, because without that, then the truth comes out. And the other one, it's better if she doesn't speak, because when she does, the truth comes out. She can barely speak. And those two are supposed to demonstrate British exceptionalism. That's British exceptionalism at its best. the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. God help them. So they're going to have this very carefully orchestrated trip to the United States so that they can show everybody that the fairy tale that does not exist continues. That 2011 fairy tale where he finally met the one, and it only took him 10 years to figure that out. As I said, stupid, stupid, not bright at all. That is the dimmest bulb in the chandelier, a tree short of a hammock, a warped puck on the hockey game of life. Somebody then blew his pilot light out. And it seems like the sycophants are the last to know about it. This guy ain't got anything going for him. They had to allegedly drug his horse because he was too stupid to get on the horse and practice with it. He couldn't be bothered. So, in order to make sure that his um, troop in the colors went as planned, they had to sedate the horse. No doubt they gave the horse the same thing that, well, I already said, I think they used it on somebody else in the family, but they had to sedate the horse so that the horse can cooperate with somebody it had never met or whatever. So, that's your future right there. This was supposed to be the thing that finally pushed him over the edge, and let's see if the Sussexes can come back from this. And what happened? It was a big fat nothing burger. Absolutely nothing. And nothing from nothing equals nothing. Nothing happened. And so now they've hired somebody from NBC to help them with their campaign as they go across the United States. Wait until the people of the United States see all that authority and gravitas coming from somebody that cosplay a bottle of Mitch and Roll-On deodorant. Wait until that happens. Wait until they see the human Mitch and Roll-On deodorant bottle trying to tell them how to save the environment. Well, how did you get here? We flew. We took a jet just like everybody else, but it was private. It only had about 12 seats and it was as big as any commercial airliner. But yeah, that's how we got here. Yep, that's what we did. We burned a lot of fuel so we can come over here and try to steal the thunder from the Sussexes. Good luck with that. Anyway, I got that out my system. Or did I? Am I done? No, I'm not. Um, and then there's this. Queen Elizabeth goes viral, and yes, I keep saying it, goes viral for urgent generosity and self-sacrifice in front of an ornate gold piano. Mother of Liberace. Who does that? An ornate gold piano. She sits there in front of a piano to tell people that it is best to sacrifice or to at least show some type of restraint. Look at that. Look at the homes. And these are just a few. She's got one for every day of the week. Will and Kate saving the planet. Saving the planet. One helicopter ride at a time. Helicopters use the same fuel that they use in a jet aircraft. As a matter of fact, those are jet engines. Even though they have propellers, they use the same reliable jet engines that you would find on a small corporate jet. It belches out some of the. Have you ever smelled aviation fuel? It just smells rotten. But that is what they're belching across the English countryside, and nobody says anything. One of the best train networks, and also the most expensive, you can find right there in the United Kingdom. They can hop on a train like everybody else, but somehow he managed to con his granny into buying him an £8 million helicopter. Who does that? Somebody who's used to having the best and the finest, and then to get up there like a big hypocrite and stand in front of the world preaching about how out of hand this carbon emissions can be. This guy, and he's about to move into another home. So what is that? 3 homes now? He's about to set up shop in another home. Other people in the country are struggling to afford groceries and buying stuff from the pound store. But this guy just willy nilly decides, I'm going to move into another house so I can be close to the gangsta gan gan. So let it be written, so let it be done. And just like that, and everybody accepts that. That's just typical. I don't know how that worked. And you know what? I'm not blaming the people of the UK. I'm not blaming the average citizen. This is a system that they have grown up in. This is all people have known. Now, there are plenty of people in the country that are like, no, I don't think it's okay. But there are still some, especially older people, who accept the old ways, and it's okay. But they, along with people who support them, would like to preach to the world about how we are using too many fossil fuels or the planet is too crowded. And even worse, someone that he's kept company with and may possibly have some kind of deal with, some shady behind the scene deal, goes after the First Lady of the United States. I cannot stand it. I don't like it. I think it is. Oh, but if the American media would just get a backbone, but they're all so corporate. Don't expect much. Don't expect much from them. Fit for a king. Inside the plane the royals use as Kate Middleton and Prince William jet to Belize. This is a commercial airliner. You could probably put 200 people in a plane like that, depending on how you configure it, or perhaps 150, whatever. But this is fit for commercial use. But if you notice, look at how big those seats are. They turn into beds. And I can't prove it, but I'm reasonably certain that there's probably some kind of quarters there that is just for the royals or the prime minister. And then there on the right side, our planet has become more fragile. The pressing need to protect and restore our planet has never been more urgent. Prince William. Oh man, look at him. And there's Kate with one of her mid-century costumes on. And just as with the helicopter, she's ready to duck that head down so she can get in that plane to go somewhere. She got her bag of snacks that she usually takes along with her. And that's what they do. Queen Platinum Jubilee. Look at all the pomp and circumstance. That's $1 billion right there that you're looking at. And there is the before mentioned gold piano. And I just use this as a symbol of everything that is wrong with that family. Everything that's wrong with that family. And the couple who's earning their keep, they're singing for their supper in their 8 million pound Montecito mansion that's minding their business and paying their way and not using government money. Those are the ones that they criticize. But the ones that are sucking up resources like nobody's ever seen before, those are the ones that they're giving a free pass. And they are giving a free pass. And you know what? If the queen is the sovereign, the queen is the head of state, I have nothing to say about it. Let's say that Charles is the equivalent of a vice president. I have nothing to say about it. But William, he has no purpose whatsoever to globetrot around the world, using up all that fuel and resources. He's not even the next in line. He doesn't even work enough to make sense out of that. They're not getting value for money with him. And there right there. 8 gas guzzling vehicles took the Queen of England and her entourage from Holyrood Palace to the Scottish Parliament so she could lecture Scots on the importance of the COP26 and the need to go green, and then left on a helicopter back to Balmoral. The Queen did that. She went over there lecturing them about the environment. And I still say, because of that, She didn't go to the COP26. She was booed when she left the Scottish Parliament. I saw it on RT News. There were about an equal amount of people there to cheer, and there were people who booed her when she left. Now you can't even find the video, but that happened. I saw it. So she didn't go. She was smart enough not to go make a fool of herself. But Charles and William went. And what happened with William and Kate? They took a train so nobody would notice how unfriendly to the environment that they are. So, and then these are the people that write, get a grip. This motley crew of paid to provoke outrage, which in turn drives engagement, which in turn increases both their personal wealth and the wealth, reach, and influence of the foreign, non dom, overseas based owners and funders of their platforms. I know it's hard, but just ignore them. Yes, it's not only hard, it's impossible. But those ugly people, and they are ugly, most of them are just beastly, ugly people that you see there. You can see Mrs. Doubtfire in the middle. Those ugly trolls, they are the ones that write the stories. They just sit there and make up stuff, think of things. Oh, I think I'll talk about that. Those are the people right there. And that's just some of them. And where they are, there's more. There's probably 10 more behind each one of them. Those are the people that's driving all of this. They're the ones that's driving this and this. Oh, and that. Yeah, those are the ones. Those ugly things that I just showed you. Those are the ones that's driving the narrative. Motley Crew. That's too kind. So anyway, in spite of the fact I am in a good mood, I decided to take a break from my good mood because they didn't got on my last nerve. I saw those headlines yesterday, three of the nastiest things that they could think of to say to go after the economy of the United States and the president, of course, and then to call the first lady of the United States tone deaf. What if an American publication said something like that about the Queen? What if an American paper or network referred to the Queen as tone deaf? I mean, trust me, there's plenty there, but because they have weaponized her age, she is beyond reproach. You cannot criticize her. But everything that they say about the Bidens, I'm pretty sure you can just kind of pick and choose a few things that would apply to Betty, who again was not elected, who was just accident of birth because her uncle abdicated, found herself sitting on top of one of the largest fortunes that ever existed in the history of the world. And she'll pass that on to her son. So he'll give up the Duchy of Cornwall. That goes to William, and he'll get the big prize, the Duchy of Lancaster, and then some. He's going to really come up when she goes. And what is he going to do with it? Here's the sad part. It is going to go to one of the dumbest people on 2 feet, him. He's the one who stands to inherit everything that I just mentioned and then some. What do you think he's going to do with it? Good Lord. What a system. What a system. Again, my outrage is not about the people of Britain. It is about that system that perpetuates mediocrity and goes after a hardworking first family of the United States and the first family of the Obamas and the Clintons and just about anybody else who uses a D behind their name. Mediocre Middleton, old jazz hands. Okay, you guys. let me take a couple of your comments because I have been on a bit of a rant. I'm just gonna scroll down to the very last. B Thomas, you say, did y'all see how all the third tier royals who can't make money from association with the crown look down their nose at Prince Harry? Ain't that something? And I tell you, if you stripped everything that everybody had in that family, if you stripped it all away and said, okay, now you have to live off your wits, Prince Harry would win that one. Prince Harry would easily, because he's naturally talented. The others don't have that. They just don't. The others do not have that. And I'm talking about senior royals. If at any point in their lives you stripped everything away, they would be a big nothing and nobody. Only Harry, as a senior royal, could actually thrive without all the accoutrements of royal privilege. Matter of fact, isn't that what he's doing now? Isn't that what he's doing now? Because people like him. He's engaging. And as we have found out, he's intelligent. Harry can explain and articulate things like he has a PhD. Huh, that sounds weird, doesn't it? Like he has a PhD. Okay, Tiger, is it Tiger Hut? Tiger K Hub says Daily Fail look down on everyone, France, the United States, etc. Like the UK is some beacon of perfection that can meddle in the world country's business. It is the height of arrogance. It is very pompous, and there is this assumption of British excellency, but or exceptionalism, if you will, but that only really defers to the aristocrats. They like to make the people of modest means feel like they're a part of all that when really they're not. They're not. It is for the people in the hallowed halls of those palaces and castles, and those are the people it applied to. Like that pie chart I showed you guys the other day, where it shows how the writers and the editors of these magazines, they all seem to come from within the same circle, but they are writing stories to tell people that they see as beneath them how they should live, and people buy it. People buy it. They believe that these people, like a Boris Johnson doesn't have anything in common with common working folks. Nothing at all. But they need to, that's just like saying to Donald Trump, who was born rich. Born rich. As somebody who was born rich, do you know they said, a financial expert said, if Donald Trump had only left his money in like a good investment portfolio, that he would have way more money than he's had with all of these risky business schemes that he's exercised over the years. He would actually have more money if he would have just taken his inheritance and invested it in a sound portfolio like most rich people do. But for him, it wasn't really about um, taking the inheritance and just letting it grow, because he is a grifter. He deferred to shadiness. He enjoyed the power and the influence that came from throwing money around and cheating people out of their money, which there are many stories about how the Trump organization cheated people. If you sell pianos and you sell pianos to the Trump Corporation, they would refuse to pay for them and then tell you, take us to court. And then by the time you realize it's going to cost you more money than you can make, and you can't fight that giant, you just settle and you end up taking a huge loss for a product that you sold to his company. And that has been repeated over and over again. And that just goes to show you how rich people can use working class people like a chew toy. Okay, socioeconomic background of journalists. When a narrow section of society dominates our media landscape, It has an adverse effect on our democracy as well as our news values, which stories are told, how they are told, and what is deemed newsworthy and what isn't. I saw the damaging effect this had on my own community. So Basit Mahmood says right here, looking at the pie charts, when it comes to journalists, 84% of them come from a higher socioeconomic background. These are the people that are saying Brexit is good. And when it comes to the editors, it's a little less, but still, these are the people that's saying Brexit is good. Those are the people that are leading the consciousness of Britain. The United Kingdom is led by these journalists or so-called journalists that are the ones who help them decide whether to vote yay or nay to Brexit. They were sold a bill of goods by people who wanted to make sure that they could rid the country of black and brown people. That was the whole point of Brexit. And what happened? Oh, well, if you vote for Brexit, there'll be more money for the NHS. Did that happen? No. As a matter of fact, things are worse than they've ever been. Things are worse, not better. But Brexit was pushed by the people that they're talking about right there. It's not hard to figure out. Okay. So, let me do this. You guys got a lot. Black Queen says, let me see. There we go. You know what makes the derangers perpetually I can't even say it. It's the fact that the Sussex podcast channels are hosted by very intelligent, articulate, and empathetic truth tellers. Too painful for them. Yes, of course it is. It is. And Black Queen, thank you for throwing me in. At least I think you are throwing me into that. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, thank you. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Okay. Did anyone see the recent hit piece, Royal friend Arthur Court, a friend to Charles and Camilla, who are harshly criticized Diana and praise Camilla? No royal condemned this propaganda piece, nor will they ever, especially not that dim-witted son of hers, Prince William, who helps them condemn his own mother. Now, maybe that's why he looks so sullen and conflicted, because he's the one who stood up there and read a speech that was prepared for him, saying that his mother was somehow, oh, I don't know, she was paranoid and afraid or whatever. All of these things happened because the men, the so-called men around her, let her down. I mean, the men that were supposed to protect her, like her brother, let her down. That's how that happened. And so what did they do? They blamed the brown person, Martin Bashir. He's the one who was solely that's the little thing that they tried to pull. And it worked. People believe that Martin Bashir was solely responsible for what happened, as though Princess Diana hadn't said the same things to other people, including what's that writer's name? She said the same thing to a lot of people. And from what I hear, even Barbara Walters said one time that she met Princess Diana, and without any prompting, Diana just started telling the whole sordid story of the royal family. Diana talked to a lot of people. Do you guys hear me? Diana talked to a lot of people about what was happening in her family. She was a young girl who was thrown into that situation, and she had no one to turn to. And she spoke to a lot of people, but those people aren't talking. Those people have taken the side of the establishment. But there's plenty of people out there who can corroborate everything she said. And so somehow she has been silenced, and then her dim-witted son is helping them to tear down her legacy, to rewrite the history. Let me see. Let me see. JB is the brother of DT. I'm sorry. I don't. I'm a little confused right now. I don't know what that means, but thank you for your comment. Care Bear, an American reporter, wished for dead 6 months ago. Wished for her dead 6 months ago, and the vile things that have been said about them in the U.S. papers is embarrassing. People who drink the Kool-Aid and fits their taste are idiotic. Thank you, Care Bear, for your comment. Okay. Let me see here. Let me. I'm gonna go there. Still say Willie threw Diana under the bus as a warning to Kate to. Ooh, Ruth, Ruth. Oh, I just got a chill up my spine as a warning to Kate to behave or end up like Diana. Oh, that just sent a chill up my spine. Well, if that is the message behind that, gosh, that's deep. Ruth Lopez, you have really brought it today. Thank you so much for your comment. And let's see, Charles' harsh punishment of Diana, making her pay for her royal protection, would have cost her entire divorce settlement in 2 years. So she went without, though her marriage to Royal was reason needed. Exactly. If she would have remained this obscure young girl in the countryside or from the countryside, then she wouldn't have needed that royal protection. But they have $1 billion that they can spend on a jubilee, but they can't even protect members of their family through their birthright have become targets. They can't protect those people. But there's plenty of money for a bunch of other nonsense over there. And I'm going to say it again. One of the most visited houses in the world is Versailles. Versailles does not have a royal family. France does not have a royal family. But yet, people from all over the world, one of the first places they want to go is to Paris. One of the biggest attractions in France is Versailles. Okay? Along with so many other places like the Loire Valley, the French Riviera. There's plenty of places that you can go in France and you will be perfectly happy. But they seem to think that the royal family it gives you cost for value or value for cost because somehow people are coming over there to see them. When I went to the UK the first time, I wanted to walk in Princess Diana's footsteps. I went to St. Paul's Cathedral. I walked through the aisle of the church, and I even went up there on that big dome and the lantern and the whispering gallery. I did all of that stuff. I was walking in her footsteps. That's why I wanted to see London. If it wasn't for Princess Diana, I would have never gone to London the first time. Ever. That's why I went. I went because of Diana. That was what drew interest. If it was just for anything else, I don't know if I'd have ever gone. But one of the first places I went was St. Paul's Cathedral. I wanted to be in that space that she was in. Okay, let me take that away. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go to somebody. Well, let me do that then. Harry and Meghan versus U.S. presidents. Oh my God, she has a better relationship with presidents, regardless of the party, than Congress does. See Obama well wish on Jubilee. For grasping straws. Seriously, really, really. Okay. Let me see. When Harry called out that he came to check on the Queen, only then the unroyal family send her to Sandringham, isolate her. Uh, Let me see. When Harry called out that he came, well, yeah, okay. The whole thing with Sandringham. Let me say this: Sandringham is a property that she actually owns, just like Balmoral. I don't know the reason for them taking her to Sandringham. The Queen had been ill, and maybe she thought that would be her last possible chance to go there. And it's a place where she has a lot of warm family memories. So I'm not gonna do like the tabloid press and just say it's got to be that. There could be a good reason why she had gone there. Um, isolating her against her will, I don't want to believe that that's what it was. It could have been, but Sandringham is where she spends Christmas. That's where she has deep memories of her father and such. So it only makes sense that she would want to be there because um, I know they have many homes, and I know they say, "Oh, the Britannia is the only place the Queen can really feel at home." Then they'll say Balmoral is the only place the Queen could really feel at home. Or then they'll turn around and say it's Sandringham. Well, all of that could be true, or none of it is true. But I would just guess that Sandringham is a place where she felt closest to her departed loved ones. So I'm just going to guess that's the reason. I'm not going to say it's because of Prince Harry, because Harry came along when Charles and Camilla was away, and that dim-witted William was away, and so the idea that she was isolated and tortured and pistol whipped or whatever people think happened to her, I don't think that's the case. I'm just going to be fair and say that's one of her properties. There's a lot of memories there, and they probably just took her there because after being sick with the big C, she probably thought that she was slipping away and she wanted to be there in that space again. I think that makes more sense than anything else. But then again, there's still that possibility that she could be handled and mistreated. I'm not going to totally erase that as a possibility because Harry definitely said, and I trust him when he says, I wanted to, check things out. But truth is, we'll probably never know. Diane Hawkins says Christmas is not in April, and Liz had just come back from there in late January. Return trip to Sandringham. All of a sudden, and memories just sprang up. Like I say, we'll probably never know. It could have been the opportunity to isolate her, and you know what? Let's really go for it, Diane Hawkins. What if they wanted to do a sweep of Windsor to make sure that, as that troll Angela Levin said, maybe they left some cameras in their pockets and a camera in Archie's juice box. They could have had cameras and then planted bugs, and you know how her imagination work out. But let's say that troll may have said something, or somebody is like, oh, they were here with her alone. Let's get her out of here and let's do an entire sweep just in case. I mean, I'm willing to open myself up to the possibility that they could have been so paranoid that they just wanted to go through the entire place to rid any evidence that the Sussexes were there. I mean, they're kind of fanatical like that. I believe that could have happened. So I am not going to completely and wholly dismiss this possibility that they needed to isolate her, because it may not have been about her. It may have been about Windsor itself, or maybe they took some staff people to the side, or and had conversations or whatever. Like, tell me exactly what happened. Start from the top. Again, we won't know. We won't know. But I think that they wanted to clean house either in a very euphemistic way or actually clean house. Who knows? Deanna C says, I always wanted to go to England because of Mary Poppins and Pride and Prejudice. The royal family always seemed boring to me, except for Harry. I always liked him. I never found Willie attractive. Deanna C, it makes your, I guess, movie and book experience come alive to be in those spaces. Honestly, it does. You can find yourself walking down the street. My first time in London, I walked down the street and I saw one of those blue plaques on the side of a house. I think I may have been in Mayfair, or I don't know where I was. I was just getting myself lost on purpose. The plaque said, home of something, William Bligh, um, something, something. And I was like, Captain Bligh? Mutiny on the Bounty? I'm standing in front of Captain Bligh's house. Now, honestly, you cannot beat that experience. To know that you're in that space, that you're on this cobblestone path that was once walked by so and so, it is a big rush. But again, as you say, it's really about Mary Poppins and Pride and Prejudice. It ain't got nothing to do with William and Kate. It's not even so much about if you have the odd chance of seeing the Queen go by. Oh yeah, that's cool. So you can say, "Oh, I saw the Queen," but it's the actual physical spaces is what gives you a big kick. So if that is something that you want to do, don't be discouraged by anything I've said or what's going on with that family. Do you, boo? Go ahead and go, and you'll find that people are lovely. I feel as though I was treated very well. There was that one time when I felt like my skin color was an issue, but by and large, I enjoyed the trip. But they have some of the most expensive trains in Europe for no reason. Some of them trains are so rickety and raggedy and old, and some of them actually use diesel fuel. Ugh, they're not. It was clean. I'll say that it was clean, but not as modern as I expected. Okay, let me see. Sandra G says, I am surprised Angela Latrine has suggested they planted a microphone in Lily's nappy. Yeah, I just thought about this, Sandra. Maybe they isolated the queen because they wanted to go through the place. B10 Pal says Harry is light years away from his tone deaf brother William. You got that right. William is an idiot. I don't think I've ever called him that before, but it's true. I think he's an absolute idiot. Do you guys hear me, derangers? He's not bright at all. He's like a brick short of a house. Something wrong with him. Marshard, the unroyal family and their crap has taken away my desire to ever visit Shutter Island. Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that. I mean, if you do visit there, just know you're spending money in a place where there's a lot of people that seem to have, I don't know how to put it, they're still stuck back in the past. But you'll find that there's a lot of people, most of the people that I've seen on the street don't seem to give a hoot about who's sitting in what castle. They're just going about their business. You'll find that most people are not into things like the Jubilee. People are just going about their business, and that family doesn't mean a whole lot to them. If you guys remember when the Sussexes went to that radio station for their first like UK walkabout or whatever, there were people who said, "Oh, I was on my way home from work, but when I found out that it was Meghan and Harry, I thought I'd stop by and take a look." You heard that a lot that day. You don't hear that for anybody else in the family. If it's anybody else, people are just kind of like, "Oh, that's interesting." But when it was Harry and Meghan at an outing, they would all detour so that they can go take a peek. That really happened. Church Nelly, what's that? You want me to finish talking about my trip to the UK? Or do you just want to hear my life story? I was born in a crossfire hurricane, and I howled out at my ma in the pouring rain. Oh, man. Uh, let me see. Phyllis Johnson says the difference between British media is because they are complete and total trashy gossip, and American media reports on everyday life and circumstances. There's definitely a big difference, that's for sure. And it's not to say that anybody in any media cannot be bought out or corporate entities, because that is true. You have a lot of entertainment companies that have purchased media companies. Like, whoever thought Mickey Mouse would own ABC? I remember when Disney appeared on NBC every Sunday. They had like the Disney night. Now the mouse owns ABC. The mouse has quite a roar. Who would have ever thought that would happen? But they're all in the bed together. That's why Tina Brown was all over the place, was because of that media interest. Woo, I'm just talking up a storm today. What is in this coffee? I told y'all I got a good night's sleep. I was kind of out of it yesterday. Um, but today I feel like I got my second wind. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna change gears a bit here. Um, and if you all still want to talk about this, I'll try to catch the occasional comment, but I think we should move on. Uh, and we'll get a little messy at this. Well, a little more messy. Hit it, Annie. Okay, what is that popping sound that I hear when I jump up from a seated position? Anyway, I just ran and got a bottle of water. So, one more, you guys, one more. Woo, that was good. Oh, I forgot to change the thing. Did you guys know? Some of y'all seem to think that Pierce Morgan doesn't have any fans. You know that, don't you? Some of you guys are so biased and so malicious toward Pierce Morgan, a man who has worked hard to tell as many lies and gossip as much as possible, allegedly. You guys are so malicious toward Pierce Morgan, the man who set a land speed record for a mammal on 2 feet when he ran out of the UK studios of Good Morning Britain. You guys are so busy trying to go after Pierce Morgan that you guys never see his true humanity. Baron, it's our baby boomer bodies. I know that's what causes that snap, crackle, pop. When I wake up in the morning, it's like the evolution of man. I'm all stooped over, and by the time I get to the bathroom, I have been able to stand almost upright. And what makes you think something is coming? I'm just saying that you guys are always like crapping all over Pierce Morgan. He has fans. There are people who look to him for guidance and to steady their nerves in times of oh, that's the queen, I'm sorry. Anyway, there he has his fans, and I have proof. There is a photo that has been floating around the internet where one of his fans was so overwhelmed with love and joy and compassion that they managed to wrap their arms around him and give him the biggest, tenderest hug possible. See what I mean? So don't say Pierce Morgan. Please don't say that hoghead Pierce Morgan don't have fans, because he's got a couple of them, and when they show their confused faces, it is nothing short of love, love, and admiration. So and honestly, I don't know what it is about him the Duchess of Sussex didn't find appealing. I don't know. But I think she really missed, she probably regrets the fact that that there wasn't more to it. But anyway, so Pierce Morgan is just as lovable as anybody else in this world. And don't you all forget, how dare you all, how dare you assume that nobody loves him? He's being loved up right now, and I think it is very touching and tender, and it reassures my belief in humanity. Okay, now, which one of these is Pierce Morgan? Upper left, lower left, upper right, lower right. Which one of those is the real Pierce Morgan. Will the real Pierce Morgan please stand up? You big hog headed windbag, please stand up. Oh, man. Well, yes, you're right. It's the lower right. It's the lower right. Yes, absolutely. It's the lower right. That hog head is on the lower right. So, uh, don't ever say people don't love Pierce Morgan, because they do. And some fans are literally brought to tears when they see him. So you guys have gotten it all wrong, and I'm embarrassed to be associated with you at this point. Pierce Morgan works very hard for cuddles like that, and it's a high time somebody gave him the proper attention that he deserves, tickling him behind his ears and oops, I went too far. Tickling him behind his ears and rubbing his belly and stuff like that. He deserves love just like the rest of us. He really does. So, what are you saying, shade? Oh man. Okay, so moving on. Yes, this is real. Palace to support Andrew in rebuilding his life as pariah prince makes surprise return to public duty. If royal family hoped, and I'm sorry, if the royal family hoped, and most of them did, that the Duke of York was quietly would fire. I think that's would. Let me see. Yes, would quietly fade away into a discreet existence of horse riding and private lunches with the Queen behind um, castle walls. Their hopes have been dashed. Prince Andrew, who recently paid a multi-million pound settlement to that person, I don't want to say her name because that might trigger something with the algorithm, to keep her allegations of that, which he denied, of course, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I got enough problems with them. So yeah, that is what they're hoping for, is that he can reform himself. So palace sources confirm that Andrew is going to attend the Order of the Garter. Yes, he is going to attend the Order of the Garter. And the big occasion is the fact that one of the family members who is climbing up through the ranks of the family in terms of royal patronages and honors and stuff is that of Charles's emotional support, Camilla. It's high time Camilla takes her rightful place as the future queen consort, according to the royal family, and it's time for her to, get some more of those medals and stuff. So the queen consort, the future queen consort, is going to, I guess, receive this secret, whatever that is. But you guys know, I don't like them saying Camilla and Order of the Garter in the same sentence or conversation. The last thing I want to think about is Camilla and garter belts. I don't want to think about Camilla and garters. So this is going to be a very cringy occasion for me. And the sooner it's over with, the better. I don't want to think about her and anything to do with garters. The Order of the Garter. Yuck. Um, oh my goodness. It's like a fairy tale, isn't it? And every fairy tale has to have a beautiful princess. And of course, there has to be some wicked witch somewhere in the fairy tale. I'm not saying who is whom, but it is the makings of a fairy tale or a nightmare. But yeah, so that's happening tomorrow, I think. So you guys are going to see Randy Andy on parade tomorrow, I suppose. But yeah, they totally, and you know what? Even though I think it's not going to cost them anything. It is totally not going to cost them a thing to allow him to go, because um, he has the tabloids on his side. If the tabloids had really covered his story the way they should have, there would be no possibility of something like this happening. But because they have decided to go at him with kid gloves, it doesn't matter. So, you know, guys, who cares? Um, it's not going to damage the family. It's not going to damage the queen. Post Jubilee was the perfect time to unleash something like this on the world. It's not going to hurt them at all. Trust me, it's not. Um, Over time, it'll be as though it never happened. It'll be as though it never happened. There's nobody at the gates of any of the palaces protesting him and all that kind of stuff. They will keep him in very controlled environments where nobody is going to protest him because nobody over there cares. Nobody that can control the situation, should I say? No one who can orchestrate his outings. They don't care. He can go and have dinner with whomever he like, and they don't care. So, um, don't worry about it, guys. Just let this one go. It's not going to make an impact. It's not even worth the stress. It's hypocrisy, and it is very awful the way that they were trying to lump the Sussexes in with him. But at the end of the day, hate for the Sussexes, and of course, a reprieve for him. That's the way it's going to turn out. Let me see. Oh yeah, right. And I don't believe that, neither do you. That was good. I'm drinking some water. I think I got myself dehydrated. Marcy Foreman says Baron Karma is touring Kensington Palace. Um, Kensington Palace was sad for me. Sad because I thought about how miserable Princess Diana must have been um, while living there. It is like a big fishbowl. It is very posh council housing. It was a sad place. The only place that I felt good at Kensington Palace was at the Sunken Garden. To see a space that they said was very sacred to Princess Diana, that was the other than that, the whole day I felt like this oppressive energy. And when I got to the Sunken Garden and I realized that, okay, this is where Harry and Meghan announced their engagement, and this is where Princess Diana enjoyed spending time, then I felt better. But before that, the whole place just feels oppressive, really oppressive. Hmm. Angela Levin, B10 Powell says Angela Levin is an old hen looking for a stage to tell her lies. Poor fool. Are you implying that Angela Levin tells lies? Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Uh-huh. It's written all over her face. You're right. Oh man. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so there's this Keeping Up with the Windsors coming to a screen, well, near you, nearly you, near you. Okay, Maria Wolf put this on the Twitter yesterday. So, of course, Keeping Up with the Windsors. Oh man, I thought that was funny. Isn't that cute? Keeping Up with the Windsors. Thank you, Rachel Windley. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And you guys, I know I missed some of the super chats and the super stickers before, but we're going to do something different today. At the end, Sherry Ware is going to send me a message close to the end so I can thank everybody properly. And also, if you guys have gifted Royal Sussex through Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo, thank you so much for that. I have not had an opportunity to reply because I am only just getting myself back on my 12 o'clock schedule. And so I will respond to you all directly. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for supporting Royal Sussex. Thank you, Rachel. But yeah, you gotta love that. I think that is cute. That is like the funniest thing that I've seen all weekend. Uh, and look at that little diva, William. He is a bit of a diva, isn't he? And come on, Afro Annie. Come on, Annie. You better bring it. Bring it. But you know what? Something tells me that beneath it all, Annie probably does still, she's probably still got it. Whatever she had, she probably still got most of it. So who knows? I'll leave that to Timothy to sort out. Okay, let me move on. And of course, this was part of that collage of photos that she had there. So you can get another close up, Benefit Street. Uh, you got to love the squad. You have got to love the squad. Sometimes they can come up with some real cool stuff. And thank you again, Stephen Black, for this. Stephen Black put this together yesterday, and I couldn't wait to share it. Hello, Google. How can I get half the Commonwealth back? There is only one way to answer that question. How can I get half the Commonwealth back? I told you, you gotta love the Okay. Well, again, thank you, Stephen, for that. I think it is super cool. I'm gonna have to throw that into my vast archive of photos. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the next big question after what is Brexit is probably how do I get half the Commonwealth back? Oh man. You know what's so funny though is that as far as I know, I was the first person that started saying he lost half the Commonwealth. And now it's like I see that all over social media, which I think is absolutely funny. But, and I don't care, share and share alike because, this is a group effort. And just as I share a lot of photos and such from other people, um, I just think it's very cool that we have this out there because we need to have a laugh because when you find your faves are under the attack of the tabloids and such, it can really put a sour taste in your mouth. And so that we are able to laugh about these things, I guess it kind of takes the edge off of it. Oh, thank you. I don't want to say your name just in case you use something else on social media, but thank you for the Cash App. SF, S as in Sam, F as in um, F, and W as in wow. So thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate it. Um, Okay, and let's go here. Now, this comes from Robert Jobson. Yes, from the desk of Robert Jobson. Robert Jobson, who I insist would be a very proper reporter if it wasn't for the fact that he has been seduced by all of the privileges that comes along with being a royal reporter. I think the guy is pretty bright. I mean, he can come up with some analytical thoughts and opinions, that I think are second to none. But as you know, he has been seduced by all of the gifts, if you will, that comes from being a royal reporter. I mean, first of all, he has been able to travel the world, right? And of course, it has put him in association with people that he probably would have never met. And let's just say it, he's pretty well fed. I mean, he's been eating like a king. He's been eating very well from as the fruits of his labor. So, which by the way, because he's always so sweaty and everything, sometimes I think he is in labor. But the big stomach, the sweating, the heavy breathing, I always thought he was in labor. But I'm like, gosh, that's a ugly, obese, pregnant woman there. But no, it's actually Robert Jobson. Uh, oh, thank you, Elaine Parker, for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. But yeah, anyway, I think he would be a proper reporter if not for the fact that he has gotten himself caught up with all that other stuff that he's into. So, poor guy. Well, not really. I mean, he's well fed and he's um, doing the work for the Royals. So he's doing okay. I tell you, it's a good life, isn't it? All right. So let me take him away. Hold on, I got to hold the button down a long time to make him disappear. Ugh, there. I mean, I had to hold it down a long time to get him out. So you got to hold it down a long time to put him back in there. Whew. Now I'm sweating. Woo! Okay, that's enough shade for now. So William and Kate to live at Windsor when he's king, despite a 12 million pound Kensington Palace refurb. Wait a minute, William and Kate to live at Windsor when he's king, despite $12 million Kensington Palace refurb. Uh, wait a minute, did I fall and hit my head? I thought he was next. Right? I thought he was next, isn't he? Isn't Sausage Fingers next? Why are we talking about William to be king? How do wait? How do, I thought he was next. How do we get to William? That's weird. Oh well. I hope Charles doesn't have a tragic bass fishing accident or something. But how did we get to William? I thought Charles. Well, never mind. It ain't none of my business. Uh, So, 12 million pound refurbishment of Kensington Palace, right? And they're going to move someplace else. Again, that is so out of touch with the way that the rest of people in the United Kingdom live. Only some of those oligarchs and with all that money and stuff, excuse me, or some of those, other people who lives like that, except for William. And are they really getting value for their money with him? Are they really getting the value for their money? Prince William pushes population control in Africa, right? This is an old slide that I made, but check it out there. 3 children, 2 homes, and a fleet of Range Rovers. And don't forget the helicopter. Now he's going to pick up another house? What the what? Really? He's got this huge home, Emerald Hall. He has the largest apartment at the Kensington compound. And now you're going to get another place? How many wives and children do you? Oh, never mind. I guess I shouldn't ask. Maybe he needs the room. I don't know. Maybe he's been busy. Who knows? Um, And then this is another creation from someone in the world of squattydom. Angela, is it Angelina Taylor? There is nothing more I hate than some people always quick to say Harry and Meghan didn't do this or that because they broke protocols, yet zero to show for support of the allegations. If Harry and Meghan broke protocol, why the heck did the royal family send them to do international tours instead of Will and Kate? Well, gee, I wonder what happened the last time Will and Kate went to on a tour abroad. Oh yeah, that's what happened. Never mind. Never mind. I just answered my own question. Okay. I mean, if you send Will and Kate to go abroad to do something, what could possibly go wrong? Okay, okay, I get it. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Okay, let me finish. So there's the Africa tour, Sussex Royal Instagram, Beyonce moment, Oceania tour, Together Cookbook, Morocco tour, Forces for Change, capsule collection, christening photos, leaving Royal Foundation, and of course, there's many other things that we haven't counted here. But you get where they're going with that. So I don't know how old this slide is or whatever, but just thought I would share that with you. All right. Okay. Let's change gears, shall we? Uh, Hit it, Annie. Looks like in the course of a day or so, in the world of the Daily Mail Online, Harry has gone from depressed and haunted to living his dreams, right? So, on the one hand, you got Prince Harry would have gone home feeling depressed about what he has given up. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know who said that. I think I know who said that. So let me do this right. Let me do it right. Oh, wait, I can't see it now. Uh, I think Prince Harry would have gone home feeling depressed about what he's given up, and after realizing and Meghan are no longer center stage during Jubilee visit. Oh, was that that Nichols girl that said that? Let me see which one of them said that. Anyway, it's a narrative, so does it really matter which one of them said it? It could have been this troll, or it could have been that Katie Nichols, or whatever her name is. But you guys get the point. Is that he was supposed to have been depressed over what he gave up. Yes, who wouldn't be depressed knowing that they have given up everything they had ever known when they could have stayed behind to be second fiddle to a nitwit? Who wouldn't be depressed about that? Who wouldn't be depressed knowing that you'd spend the rest of your life walking behind a bottle of Mitchum roll-on deodorant? Yes, that would hurt me too. I would anguish all night and all day. Gee, if only I had stayed behind, I could have walked behind that bottle of Mitchum roll-on deodorant and his jazz hand wife. As a matter of fact, my kids would have to bow and curtsy to those two. Yes, I had better stay and kiss his wrinkled behind because there's no other opportunity or pursuit in life I'd rather have than to be a chew toy and a doormat for William. Gee, that's hard. I don't know. If I was Harry, I would have at least thought about it. Huh. I had to get back to you all on that. Stay behind and kiss their behinds, or move to Montecito, California, at the stately, palatial, opulent, picturesque Sussex manor. Especially the fact that I'm in a place where there are no leaks. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. Um, no prospects for the future, and I get to follow him around and be his chew toy or I can move to stately, palatial, opulent, picturesque um, Sussex Manor in Montecito, California. Y'all, I'm gonna have to get back because that's tough. That's tough. Doormat or is spending my afternoons playing polo under the California sun. What say you, Sussex Squad? What say you? That's a tough one. I mean, if you catch me at just the right moment, I would say to you, you know what? Walking behind that bottle of Mitch and Roll-On deodorant probably ain't so bad. I mean, I get 3 hots and a cot. I get all the royal duty that I can do and what he was supposed to do. I get to see them mimic the scene from Mannequin. There's so much that yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Oh, and on top of that, as I grow older and my prospects shrink, that way I would have to tap dance to their music. Or I can run a foot race away from them and prosper again beneath the California sun. I can have a house of my own, a place of my own. I don't have to pay for renovations for a house that is not mine in the first place. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Oh, yeah. Good luck with that one. He did the right thing. Get out of there. Get while the getting is good and start your life. And let me tell you something, guys. The Sussexes haven't even started the lecture circuit. They have not even started working the lecture circuit. I don't know that they ever will, but if they do, cha-ching, cha-ching. Okay? As I said, polo beneath the California sun. That is how Harry is living these days. He's enjoying himself. Look at how depressed he is. He has camaraderie. He has golden sunshine of California. He gets to ride polo ponies. And of course, he doesn't live too far away at the stately, palatial, opulent, picturesque Sussex Manor. Yeah. Is that sarcasm? I didn't think it was. I don't think it was sarcasm, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just a hint of it. But let's throw the focus back on the Cambridges. While people are hungry, while people can't heat their homes this fall, while fuel prices are sky high, especially when you consider the fact that as the tabloids criticize the United States and criticize Joe Biden, let us not forget that this is the difference is that the people in the United Kingdom are paying, not exactly uh, double, but they're paying about 50% more than we are they? Well, not 50%, but they're paying more while they're trying to, pull the wool over our eyes. And I'm sorry, anybody has to pay extra, but the truth is, don't throw stones if you're living in a glass house, tabloid journalists. There's enough misery to go around for everyone. And I don't think it's right to single out the president and, of course, to be hypercritical of the first lady who has worked so hard her entire life. Why do that when you got two easy targets right there, Tweedledee and Tweedledum? You can go after them. You can just all you gotta do is tell the truth. And of course, I'm not gonna show that photo again, but there's other people on Twitter that's talking about the irony that Prince William, a man with unlimited resources, a man who just said, "Oh, I'm moving to Windsor. I saw a house I like." That guy is standing in front of a dental office, and yet his teeth look like he could churn butter with them. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Now, this photo doesn't do it any justice. You got to see the close up, but yeah. Um, I mean, if she can do stuff to improve her, never mind. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? I am being a bit sarcastic. Okay, Jenny A says Harry and Meghan are doing God's work and they will be fine. Too much bad in the world. God will certainly elevate his chosen few. Amen to that, Jenny H. Amen to that. And you say Harry gave up standing on the balcony and waving to horses. Well, I mean, if the odd horse happens to trot by, I'm pretty sure he would Wilbur. I'm pretty sure that he okay, you guys, I am getting just too silly for words. Let me straighten up and fly right. 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 Cool down, pop, you're gonna blow your top. Faith says if the Roman Empire fell, so after the Queen will, if William will be king before Charles, then the Windsor Empire shall fall too. Um, yeah, the empire may collapse, but there'll always be a royal family. Don't forget that, you guys. We're not wishing anything bad or anything like that, but the authority and the deference that may become a thing of the past, especially as people are finding it very difficult to afford the simple things in life. All of that is going to slowly erode at their power. Okay, let me see here. I see Nazuri Malkia. Thank you for the super sticker and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, and next. Take a look at that. There's William, right? Hold on, I need water. Ah, there, that's better. So there's William anonymously and incognitally selling his papers. And there just happens to be what appears to me to be a very professional photographer with all his gear and backpack that just happened to be there in the city of what is it? How many people in London? 20 million, whatever it is. Out of whatever million people in London, Greater London, there just happens to be a professional photographer with one of those professional DSLR cameras and just happens to have his backpack and gear, who doesn't seem to be as excited to see the future as everybody else because it appears as though he's working. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, I'm thinking maybe they're working on some kind of video for William's birthday. I think maybe they're putting together something for his birthday or some type of celebration or acknowledgement for him. Something is obviously in the works, and they need this footage or they need these photos for something that has to do with his birthday. And so he spent what has been reported to be 45 minutes out there pretending to be just any doofus in a red hat and vest when the truth is that's the future. So incognito, right? Francia Mosley says, so incognito, if I could if I couldn't tell it was him, even with that big ID patch on with his name and picture on it. And of course, when he smiled and it looked like a butter factory, then of course that's him. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's change gears a bit here. I wasn't sure whether or not I wanted to talk about this because I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but they don't want the real Bridgerton princess, Martha Louise of Norway's fiance Shaman Durek says people don't want a black man in a European royal family, as he reveals they've received death threats and hate. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I haven't really looked that deep into it, and so I am gonna reserve my opinions for now. I don't know that I even wanna take up the thing because I don't know. I don't know about this one. Good luck to them though, and I hope that, they live happily ever after like any fairy tale. But I don't know anything about him, and I may or may not, do a video about that or something. I gotta think about it, because I wanna know more about this story. But anyway, it's very interesting, and the fact that they received threats, I'm not surprised by that because, just like with the EDL in the UK, what is it, the English Defense League or whatever? Every country have their neo-Nazi groups that wants to preserve the purity of the race, and so that's something that is very rampant in Europe right now, and they recruit a lot of people based on stereotypes and stuff that they identify, and they say, "Oh, see, if you don't join us, there's going to be more of this or more of that," and so they're probably using him as a recruitment tool in various places at this point. I can only imagine. I don't know. But again, like I said, I don't know much about him. So I am going to hold off on any type of opinion about them. Oh yeah, they were on Tamron Hall, right? Maybe I'll start there. Maybe I'll start there. It's very passive, and I can hear the story like that, and then I can research from there based on things that I may have seen in the story. I do remember they were on there, but I didn't watch it, and that's only because I just wasn't that interested in it. But I guess now they're married, and good luck to them. So uh, let me see. Did he invite the newspaper man to view the gold grand piano during the Jubilee party? Nolu Nolu Thando. Let's see. Nyandini. I don't know. I don't know, but that would be interesting to find out. I'm pretty sure they didn't. You can't get that gold piano out of your mind either. That just blows my mind, that gold piano. It is just the very height of luxury and grandeur. And I tend to reference that a lot. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me go to the next one. Oh, there he is with the family. Well, I tell you what, she's 50 years old. She's 50, right? She's 50 and she's 40. She's 50 and she's 40. Oh, by the way, did you guys know that she's 50 and she's 40? Oh, and you know what, squad? I didn't actually share this with you before, but she's 50 and she's 40. 50, 40. So, if for no other reason, if he can help keep her looking that young, I approve. Because she's 50 and she's 40. Enough shade? I thought so. 50, 40. 50, 40. I sound like the optometrist, don't I? Which do you prefer? 50, 40. Okay. What about this? 50, 40. Uh-huh. Okay. Cover your left eye. 50, 40. Okay. Now, with your right eye only, I mean, with your hand over your right eye, 50, 40. Okay. 50, 40. Got it. All right. So, could you imagine how much fun I am on a car trip? You will either have the time of your life on a car trip with me, or you will probably leave me on the side of the road, one or the other. Okay, Sherry Ware, let's have it. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's have it. Because we are almost at the 2 hour mark. And I want to make sure that I thank people properly. Okay. Okay. So that's the fam. And I like the way they're dressed. I mean, they are just very casually chic. I love that. And that was the end of the slides. So, with that, let's give love and thanks to our faves, our queen of everything, Queen Doria, and our queen of hearts, Princess Diana. Without them, how could we have this amazing union? I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to know. I'm just glad it happened because in some very dark periods, I was so glad that I had the Sussexes to inspire me. So, also, what else do I have here? Let me take that away, and I'll go. Well, let me find a nice photo of the Sussexes to rest on for a moment here. There we go. Royal Sussex Live. Excuse me. Allergies. Read a couple of your comments. Baron, get out of here. You mean 60-40? Oh man. Let's see. Hey squatties. Fingers crossed. Let me see. White count is up and I can get my chemo and I can get my chemo tomorrow. Yes, fingers crossed, prayers and everything else, Mary Hiker. And I hope that's good news for you. I really hope that means good news for you. Okay. Uh oh, okay. Thank you so much. So, uh oh, really? I don't see it. I don't see it. Let me see. I'm looking. I'm looking. This is something new that we're trying, so bear with us. And is that on Twitter? Oh, or is that someplace else? Let me see. Let me see. I got this. Don't worry. I can make this work. I can make this work. Okay, okay, okay. Uh-huh. Oh wow. Hmm. Okay, so much for our new system. And I'm pretty sure it's me that's doing something wrong. Oh, or was that on Instagram? Was it Instagram DM? Oh, I never look at that one, so I'm gonna have to go to Instagram to get that one. Okay, okay, let me do that then. I think it's Instagram, right? No, it's on it's Twitter. Okay. It just didn't come through though. I'm sorry. I didn't get it. Holy cow. I wonder if I did something wrong here. Well, in the meantime, until it does come through. Oh, weird. Wonder what I did wrong. Okay. Well, there is a sale at Target. I see that. Uh, Let me try again. Well, in the meantime, that did not work this time, but we will try it again next time that I'm on. But let me see. I see you have it. Really? Oh, oh, I think it's coming through now. It's coming through now. It is. It's coming. I see something is popping up. Thank you so much, Sherry Ware. So, all right, all right. This is going to work out. I guess because it's a larger thing. But yeah, so Sherry Ware has compiled all the names of the people that I need to thank for their super chats and super stickers, and it's still not there. It looked like it was coming through. That is so weird. See, anytime I need for something to work, I think I put the jinx on it. I really do believe I put the jinx on it. Oh, that is so weird. Oh, you know what? Why don't I just look on the screen here? I could do that. There we go. And I see I have messages. Oh, there we are. Thank you so much. Perfect. It just didn't come through on my phone. So thank you, Sherry Ware. Uh I want to thank Sean for the super chat. Uh, and I want to thank Georgia Walker, Hoodoo, Daughter, Carol Purdue, Hen Powell, Audrey Teschner, Gail Tapscott, Rachel Windley, Elaine Parker, and Nazuri Malkia. Yeah, I got them twice on my PC screen, but it just didn't go through on the phone. Thank you so much for that, Sherry Ware. And you all, please thank Sherry Ware for putting that list together. This is so perfect. I love it. I love it. I'm going to take this to the IRS and never see this, but I love it. I could have never put anything together so nice. Thank you, Sherry Ware. Uh, oh man, you know how I'm all over the place. Anytime something is so efficient like that, I am incredibly impressed. But it's a perfect list. I love it. Even all of the upper and lower case is just as it appears on the screen here. Thank you, Sherry Ware. That is lovely. And thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And of course, at this point, I'm looking for the last comment of the day. Pamela Porter says, Baron and Mods, thank you for adding the member button. There is an issue with iPhones. Maybe that's what's happening with me. I will have to use the laptop. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I go to the laptop, well, the desktop, and it's right there. And my phone, it just never showed up. So, sometimes when it gets close to a phone release, I'm not saying that this is really happening, but isn't it amazing how you start having problems like a couple of months before they release the next model? And then as soon as they figure out you ain't going to get it, then miraculously everything works. I'm just saying, I know that's not exactly what's happening. Wink, wink. But but it could be. It could be. Deborah, no, I'm saying Debira Bowen says, Baron, today Canada said that Harry was furious from the snub from the royal family. I wanted to call them a liar, but I didn't want them to have the clicks. Yeah, it's frustrating. And it's so easy because they don't anticipate that the Sussexes are going to respond. Again, they are still members of the royal family. And unless it's something extremely hurtful or serious, they're not likely to respond. And the media knows that. And so they take advantage of their silence by coming up with these ridiculous cock and bull stories about some of the weirdest things just so that they can have the clickbait. Ever since I'm old enough to remember when Entertainment Tonight first premiered, and it came on at a time, I think in the 1980s, was it, with Dallas and Dynasty and all that kind of stuff. And then one show was replicated by another show and duplicated by another show. And now they're doing these royal reports. It is just incredibly, incredibly frustrating. And again, there's just so little that we can do about it. So, anyway, so much for that. So, last word of the day is let me see. Let me see. Anybody? Come on, give me something interesting that will unite and connect us all as there we go, Sherry Ware. Live to love and laugh. Good evening to you too. Thank you so much, Sherry Ware, and thanks again for the list. Next time, I will go to my PC screen rather than the phone, which doesn't seem to want to cooperate sometimes. And again, thank you, Sean, Georgia, Hoodoo, Carol, Purdue, Hen Powell, Audrey Teschner, Gail Tepscott, Rachel Windley, Elaine Parker, and Nazuri Makia for your generous super stickers and super chats. And let's Ginger Avenger ourselves out of here. Cue Ginger Avenge. Okay, go Ginger. Okay, so Ivy is on and is not alive, so you can start at any point, but I'm going to pin the link to the top of the chat so you guys can get over to Sussex Global UK and hear the incredibly well thought out words of hello, Ivy here. That just never gets old. Hello, Ivy here. Oh man. Okay, so thank you everyone. Uh yes, I see that. I see that. Uh all right, all right. I could take a hint. Uh what a good day this is. Uh okay, okay, okay. Let me get it started. Let me get it started. But I have to make sure that I'm in the right key, okay? Okay. Trenchtown Man was singing his song, Hey Prince, Hey Prince.
That's Prince. Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants. $345 billion. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean?
See, I had to make sure I was in the right key, as if I've ever been in the right key before, right? But let's do it again.
Yes, Prince.
Trenchtown Man was singing his song,
Prince. Prince.
doo-da, doo-da. Woo! I tell you, and if life isn't full of ironies, just imagine there's 1,000 people that stayed behind after the end of the show so they could hear me saying my Trenchtown Man was singing his song, Hey Prince, Hey Prince.
Prince. Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants. $345 billion. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Oh man. Okay, you guys, thanks for staying after. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, tomorrow I may have a late start. Like when I say late, because of a scheduling conflict, it may be as late as 6 p.m. Um, so yeah, I'm thinking it may be as late as 6 p.m. So for those of you that's used to catching Royal Sussex during your lunch break here or your dinner break there, it may be later tomorrow, but it certainly won't be earlier. So possibly tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time, which would be 7 on the East Coast, and so on and so on. So, yeah, just a heads up. So, if I'm not on at noon, which I probably won't be, that doesn't mean that they got me, but it just meant that there was a scheduling conflict. I'm so sorry. I should have mentioned that earlier when there was more people here. But yeah, so that's what's happening tomorrow. Trenchtown. Oh, thank you, Diane Hawkins. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh, that does work for you. Okay, great. Great. Good. Let's make that happen then. So yeah, 6 p.m. or thereabout, but most likely 6 p.m. The usual time here in the Midwest. All right. Thank you, folks. Love you guys. And it has been a fun weekend. Thank you for all the support when, it happened. Thank you for all the support. I tell you, I was feeling the love and I found myself feeling like the luckiest person ever. So thank you for that. And I will see you guys tomorrow a little later. All right. Bye now. Love you.